Guys, welcome back to the podcast. Welcome back to the show. I'm joined in studio with Mike, Lefty, Thompson. Mr. Thompson, how are you feeling ahead of your PFL bout next week, Saturday?
Um, Good, brilliant actually. Yeah, I feel good, man. I'm ready to go and light shit up. I can't wait.
How are things in your previous fights back in September? Is it UKFC MMA against the God, I've forgotten his name, but it just took you two left.
Rodrigo Mayag.
It just took you two left hooks within the first 10 to 15 seconds of the first round, and you
Yeah,
dropped the guy, and the fight was over before it even started.
yeah, and it looked like a tough fight on paper, but I've got, but the scary thing is the feeling I had in the week leading up to that fight, I've got right now. Um,
Mm.
so yeah, I'm excited, man, to go and perform on the biggest stage in the world. I can't wait.
Well, what another big deal about that fight is that you were crowned the lightweight champion.
Yes.
The title sitting snugly behind you on the wall.
Yeah, very snuggly.
No, how does that feel? Because you're after that big achievement, you now got another one, which is I think is probably a great way to start 2025 on an even more massive platform than what it was before, because PFL just acquired Bellator. Bellator, they've got a great roster of fights and they've got a big footprint within combat sports. I mean, just how are things how are things for you? What do you make of of your upcoming opponent?
Um, Yeah, but he's good, isn't he? He's like obviously anyone who knows anything will be on him. He's a good opponent. He's unbeaten. He can looks like he's won gold titles boxing, which is music to my ears. Um, and he's all rounded, isn't he? He's known all over the world. He's like a superstar over there, but it's just more food for me to go and take off him, isn't it? So I can't wait to be in the Lions' Den. He's gonna have 30,000 Dubai fans there for him, and I'm gonna be there with a little lefty squad, and I bring it, mate. Bring it all. I'm ready for it. I can't wait. I'm excited because I have a lot of fans who follow me around the country, and obviously with just coming after Christmas, there's not as many as they would be there. So people have families and that, and it was obviously just come out the blue, so which is understandable. But bring it, I love it. I want it. Like I want to be walking out to a ferocious atmosphere, and everyone wanting to win. It's the Rocky story, innit? I'm sure by the end of the fight, I'll have a lot more fans because I'm ready to go and perform. This is where everything's led to this year. So not only this fight, the full year, I'm about to make a loud bangers all over the world, 100%.
it this isn't the first time for you fighting abroad, is it? Or is the first time you fighting in the Middle East, which is like a very different culture, very different
Yeah,
crowd and market.
yeah. Well, I've been over there training. I was over there for a few months last year training. It was quite funny actually because the kids fighting out the gym where I was training a lot from, but I don't think I ever like. Um, I don't know where he was at that point of the time, but he went there. I was there for a good while actually training over there, so they know me. Um, but obviously, so that'll be it's good, isn't it? I'm just
Yeah, yeah.
like this is the like last time we done an interview, me and you. I said to you, didn't I? If you remember, I said I'm not licking no arse and trying to get on no shows. I said I'm not gonna suck farts out of people's asses like people do. Come and sign me Dana, come and sign me Bellator, come and sign me PFL. I said I'll just do what I do, and obviously performances talk, and I stuck to my guns and didn't do that, and now it's led me to this year. So yeah, so I'm proper massively excited. I'm not one bit nervous.
Mm.
I'm pretty confident I'm gonna take the year in my stride.
You know, when I saw the post that you had been assigned to PFL, and I saw the promo post of you and your opponent, I was like really, really happy for you because you're another one of
Thank
those
you.
fighters that's done really well in the local scene. But I still do feel that here the media doesn't do enough to really get the brand names of the fighters from the UK or Ireland out there. Every time it's always dominated by what's happening in the US. And understandably, you've got the UFC over there. They've really are taking their time to market and really commercialize the brand and the sport to grow like they have.
Thank you so much. And yeah, you're so right. Like, and you've said, like again, where I no, I've stuck to my guns. You stick to your guns because I remember you saying that to me a year or two ago, and was like, if you remember, like you said to me, where do you want to end up? And I said, well, I'm not gonna go and lick ass, but at the same time, my performances speak to themselves. So I'm not gonna try and like beg to get signed by anyone. I'm gonna perform and I'm gonna do it. But I remember you saying to me, well, I hope you do get there someday because you are performing, and I don't think you get enough recognition by the media as you should do in this country. So yeah, thanks to you for supporting me, and thanks for being happy, and thanks for sticking to your guns. So good, thank you.
I just hate when someone is doing so well in something that they don't get the deserved recognition by someone who probably has just gotten up there because of maybe they've been building their brand in another way, but they've not trained from the roots upwards, like yourself, like Shamrock, like Adam Cullen, a lot of big names here on the UK scene. Um, those guys, you guys have trained your way up from the grassroots upwards, and you have other people in social media who have built up their brand name and their
Yeah,
media power through other means by prank videos, by stupid, silly stuff, YouTubing, if you will,
yeah.
and then they kind of muscle their way into combat sports. And now you have this, is it this misfits boxing for social
Wow.
media? For
Yeah,
social media influencers who what
I
you
know.
you're not really a fighter, not in your blood, you're just doing it for more clouds and for more money, more views.
It's
That's
it's
it.
robbing money off fans, isn't it? Because like, he wants to go and see a guy who's a YouTuber. But then the funny thing about it is, when it gets close to these fights with YouTubers, you start like, because you're a fight fan, you start like getting a bit of interest. But really, the back of my mind, like before Tyson and what's his face, who Tyson last fought, the YouTuber. Yeah, it's like before
Jake
that, I
Paul,
was
yeah.
like, Jake Paul, yeah, I was like, oh, this is a farce. He's an old man. He's obvious. Like, it was a farce, and I knew it was a farce. Then getting up to the fight, because I'm a fight fan, I wanted to watch the like the behind the scenes, and you start getting a bit of interest in it. But in the back of my mind, I knew it's basically robbing money off fans because you've got someone who at different levels of combat sport fighting, and in the day they wouldn't have been. It would have been the biggest mismatch you've ever seen. So it is just robbing money off fans, isn't it? But as I say, the game's changing, isn't it? So, but yeah, I know that's what you believe in, and you're right, aren't you? Because when someone comes through out of different types of sports, then into MMA, and then starts fighting at amateur, then has tough fights at amateur. Like, I'm looking at my record here, I started off as amateur, just coming from boxing and Thai, went into grappling, then fought right from the amateurs, then won amateur titles, and then had to go do it all again to the pros. So it's good that you get the recognition after putting yourself on the line, do you know what I mean?
You say robbing money off the fight fans, and I'd rather say they're robbing money off the fighters, the proper fighters, because you guys that bring the sport to our attention.
Well,
We watch, you guys, you're the source of the entertainment.
I
So
like it.
I believe that it's the money that we're paying towards to you guys. And if not for you guys, there would be no sport, there would be no MMA. It's you guys provide the entertainment.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. That's brilliant. A brilliant shout. Um, aye, brilliant. Thank you.
So how did it happen getting started PFL? Was it that you got a phone call one day or an email?
Yeah, now the being going before the last fight, I knew people were watching me, and then obviously fighting for the European title, um, I knew eyes would be on me. So, it was like it's obviously when you're performing, and I've fought good names to me, amateur and pros. Obvious, you're getting to that level where people are watching, and then there was talk about a few people top the big boys basically watching me before the fight, and then obviously after I'd done it in the fight, the way I performed, obviously I knew different things. And so yeah, so then it just could. I had a few little different ways that like a few offers come in, and this was one. So I've signed with Fight Game Management. So obviously, I was set up basically to meet different managers from who were with. It's no way, it going into who they are and what the things. But basically, I had a few meetings with different firms trying to big offers were coming in from different. And then this one come in, and Fight Games done by my mate Kieran Devan, and I knew he was legit. Like, I knew he'd have me back. He went there to make it quick. Do you know what I mean? I knew if you know someone, like, basically the way I look at my life and my models are, you, and especially like in different things, you get promised a lot of things, but when people have got all sorts of rosters of fighters, you become a needle in their haystack, don't you? So then, are they really looking out for you, or are they just trying to? Whereas Kieran's a top lad, and when he come to me and was like, "I'm starting me thing up," and I was like, "Well, I'll sign with you, but obviously I've got other offers on the table." So then he come to me with this one. So it was not only signing for a fight with Bellator on a history-making last Bellator in Dubai, which is like biggest, like it doesn't come much bigger than that. And then obviously with the PFL offering me that aside with a contact with them, obviously it was a no-brainer for me straight away. As soon as it got talking, and my managers, someone who I like and appreciate, and think would have me back, and me and the contact I've signed is with a massive organisation, so it was a no-brainer for me. So it come, I, I'm lucky it come before I signed with someone else, basically, because I would have been gutted. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
It was like there was meetings set up. I'd talk to people. There was more meetings set up, and then this come. But if it would have come 2 weeks later, I might have been fighting for someone else now. Do you know what I mean? Which also would have been good, but this felt right in me gut.
Yeah. Um, the merger between PFL and Bellator has that well, for you, has that kind of made things even better in terms of there's obviously a wider as in pool of people for you to
Definitely.
compete against. I mean, I was going to ask you, they've got a much bigger roster now. Who is the one opponent, at least in the lightweight division, your division, that does interest you, that you would like to step into the octagon, hopefully one day?
You know what I'm like. You know I roll that. You know the answer before you ask this. But it's a great question. Firstly, when you said, like, does that excite me? Of course it is, because you've got two of the biggest MMA organizations like intervening. It's massive, isn't it? You know what I mean? Bellator have been massive for MMA around the world, and PFL PFL are fairly new.
Yeah, yeah.
So you've got two of the biggest organisations merging together. It can only mean good things, can it? It's massive. And when you say about what fight in the lightweight division, any of them, I'm ready to go and perform. And again, I won't like if someone calls me out, I'll go for it. Like, but I've got a big year. Like this fight set up, then there's a contract signed. So anyone, I don't fear anyone. So for me to, like, especially when I haven't fought for them yet, I think it'd be wrong to come in shouting names out, but let them all know that I'm ready for them all. So I won't be, they won't be saying to me, this fight's here, and I won't be saying no. They could go in and give me any fighter on the planet at my weight, and I'm going in there 100% confident in my game that I'm gonna perform and win.
MMA Academy, how are things going there?
Good, good. We're flying, aren't we, at the minute? So it's a good time. It's like I said this on a podcast. I don't know if it was with you yourself or with Kieran. It's like for me, I know how good my head coach is, and how good my other coaches are, and I know how good our fight team is, and I know how good the jiu-jitsu team is, the grappling. Honest. So it's like for me, you look at, like, I like football, so you look at like Man United with the Kings, right? But you always knew that no one can ever like have their time at the top and stay there. It just doesn't happen. Liverpool were the kings. United took the crown off them. Chelsea took the crown off them. City took the crown off them. Now it's back, hopefully going towards Liverpool. But what I'm saying is, you'd have like a period over years where someone, so like other gyms had their turn at the top. Now they might keep having the team, and I'm not. I think there's a lot of jealousy in sport, which is wrong, isn't it? Like, I'm happy for every fighter from this country and this city to go and do well. Like there's enough massive platforms, and one thing that disgusts me is jealousy. Like people might be hating on fighters. People might be hating on me behind my back because I've went and signed a top deal. Like go and fucking bounce like you are like the lowest because I'm buzzing for every fighter in this city or country. So I want them to go and do well. So if you've got people who are hating on other fighters and other gyms, then it's fucking bad news. So my point being that I know how good our team is, and for years we've had a good team, but none of them really got signed by the big promotions. And I've said this to me head coach Tan, and I've said this to on podcasts. I know my gym is gonna have a time where we're getting signed by the top organisations because I know the talent that me and loads of more lads coming through who you know about, you know what I mean, are performing at. Like so I knew, and I said it before anyone. I said our time will come, and now it looks like bang, 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 it's gonna happen. Do you know what I mean?
Have you keeps dropping down? Have you ever actually come across blatant examples of where someone's actually, as in this case, now signed with a massive deal with a massive promotion in mixed martial arts? Have you ever actually come across someone who is clearly jealous of the success that you
Yeah, I've seen
achieved?
loads of it. So the two, like coming from all. Yeah, it's not good, is it? It's one thing. Like for me, it's fucking wrong, man. Like I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen it firsthand through my career. And I'm not one of them people, me, who'll hold back. Like if I see something that's wrong, I want to say something. So I've seen it and caused like told people straight say the truth. Like it's wrong. Like there's enough fighters. Everyone's put on like the giving it their all, and especially in mixed martial arts. It's brutal sport, and so I'm only happy to see other fighters doing well. If in other gyms, even if they're not close gyms to us, like if people are rating on people for doing well, it's fucking bad news. It's just jealousy, and I think in life, for me, the biggest like nastiest trait to have is jealousy in any form of life. So if you're fucking jealous over fighters, like it's bad gear, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you agree?
Yes, no, I absolutely do agree because it's almost like I've heard this saying before in an interview. This is kind of related to sports or something else. It's like you're there being so hateful and envious, and you drink poison, and you hope that the other person dies, the person who you're envious of.
Yeah. No, no, yeah, bad. It's bad, but
Yeah.
you can all fucking bounce, can't they?
Mm.
So I think it's good to be as a fighter, as a person, as a human being, to good to be have like be straight with people, basically, isn't it? But
Mm.
especially in the fight game, just be straight and be happy. And if you get your chance and don't, and you or you don't go and hate someone else for doing it. Do you know what I mean? Get behind them. So that's how I roll, brother. You know that.
Last time I spoke to you, I didn't ask you this, but it's something I've been gradually been asking fighters and since my last few interviews. Um, your who would be your dream opponent and in what location anywhere in the world would it be and where would it be?
That's interesting. Oh, I actually love on paper this fight that I've got now. Like, and I'd always have said America or Dubai. Um, but again, if you're asking me my dream location, it'd be in Anfield. I'm a Liverpool supporter. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? I've got like, look at the lightweight division, it's stacked in Liverpool. And mates, like, it was quite funny because I was talking about like the Klitschko's to one of my mates who's a boxing fan the other day, and I said they should have fought the fucking, you know what I mean? Like, but obviously, like, so I want to fight the best in this sport. Um, like, if you're talking about, I don't want to, I can't talk about other organisations now, so I don't want to say a name that'd think people off because I've got they're my band, they're my team, so. And as I say, I'm not going to come in and start calling people out because I haven't fought for them yet. You know what I mean? I'm hoping after 2, 3 fights, I'm calling the champion out. That's where I want to get to. I'm in the PFL tournament this year. You know what I mean? Give me any of them. I'm going to go and win that this year. So call them. I'll, you know me, I'll never sit on the fence, but I won't call a name out, but I'll call a venue out, and I'd love to fight at Anfield. Um, but now I'm traveling. I'm going to Dubai to perform in one of the best places in the world against one of the best fighters and on one of the best platforms. So I'm buzzing with that. Send me anywhere. Send me to Europe for the PFL. Send me to the States. Send me to Anfield. Send me on a park if you need to. I'll fight any of them.
You're true-blooded Liverpool boy at heart.
Yeah, man.
Um, Next thing I want to ask, although this is going to be no, I'll ask anyway. Any words or any final words or message you want to send to your opponents?
But I'm gonna be doing a lot of media and anime this week, so as I say, I don't like to think about things in my head. I like to just do things off the cusp. Yeah, I'd like to send a message. He's like a bit of a superstar over here. He's got a massive following. It's gonna be full. I respect him. I respect anyone really who's got the balls to get into a ring or a cage and fight, like any fighter should. You know me. I'm sharp with my hands. I'm sharp with my mouth. Anyone wants to call beef on with me, which I've shown before.
Yeah,
I'm sharp. I'm as sharp up here as I am with them. So I'll go toes to toes with anyone. If anyone wants to make a mistake and call me out and start wanting a bit of publicity or get a bit of but um, like I, it's that know what I mean. You know exactly what I'm saying, don't you?
definitely, of course.
So the message that I'd give to him is I respect him, but if he thinks going into the Lions Den with loads of his people screaming and shouting at me is gonna in any way dent my it's gonna make me hungrier. I love it. I love being backs against the wall type of gear. So don't be thinking that um because it's in his home or anything, all his fans that it's gonna have because it kind of can affect fighters. I've seen brilliant fighters in the gyms. As soon as they go into the lights, um, it's different, isn't it? And I'm talking about shows through my career from amateurs. You see some people, and I remember one of my other coaches, Mike Wooten, saying to me, "What I love about you is you can see you love it." He said, "Like you see good fighters in the gym." And some people, when they get put under them lights and they know the telly's on them and they know there's millions watching and hundreds watching and whatever, it's it is even if it's not fear, it's the fact that like you've trained that age, you don't want to lose. Your family's watching, your birds watching, your kids are watching, but I fucking thrive on that pressure. So if he thinks it's gonna be an easy night's work because I'm locked in there with 25, 30,000 of his people, he's fucking wrong. It's gonna spur me on. It's gonna give me an extra incentive to go and perform, and I can't wait. And you know it. You know it all. I cannot fucking wait to do it. So I'm excited for the whole experience, and that's the message. Don't think that when we lock that cage, it's me and him in there. So be ready.
What this may be a bit awkward, but what is it about you guys? I mean, those of you that come from that Liverpool era, because it's something I've seen with you, I've seen it with Shamrock, seen it with Adam Cullen, I've seen it with quite with Paddy Pimblett, we've seen it with Darren Till, what is it that you seems like you don't mind the back and forth. You don't mind the pressure. You don't mind being backed up into a corner. You don't mind the adversity that comes with any given situation. Is it the Irish in you guys? I know a lot of you are of Irish descent and all that, but
I,
what
yeah,
is it?
I don't know. I really don't know. I just know I can only speak for myself. And but the fact that you've mentioned them fighters and now that I'm moving into them caliber fighters both, but the fact that like it's good. Maybe you know something I don't know. That the fact I've never really thought about that. So that's a brilliant question. But I can speak for myself, and I've been through times in my life that was that have led me to this position, and I'll thrive and come over any hurdle. Um, so I can only speak for myself. I thrive on pressure, and if there's hurdles in the way, I like obstacles to overcome. I think life's like that, isn't it? I think like life, no matter what you do, if you're a carpenter, an electrician, a milkman, a teacher, a podcaster, a fighter, like nah, serious though, like I don't like to go too deep, but it's you get obstacles in life, everyday life, don't you? Or whether it's people trauma, whether it's um, mental illness, whether it's losing parents, losing kids, losing friends, maybe people haven't got jobs and no money to go and put a roof over. It could be any obstacle, but how you overcome obstacles is a definition of yourself, and if you can overcome with them, and like everyone wants to live in peace, don't they? If you can come overcome them and have peace in your own mind, oh, through bad times, then in my eyes, it's massive for the rest of your life, and especially when you're getting locked in a cage. But I'm talking again. I'm not gonna blow my own trumpet or any other fighters. I'm talking about life lessons, and that it's like we all have hard times, and it's how you don't break under them hard times.
Any shout outs you want to give? And I'm sure it'll be an even longer list than the last one because after the new titles you got in September, now you're fighting PFL. There's going to be a lot more people. It's going to be
Yeah, no, it was a shout out. It's to me own, isn't it? So like, obviously, big shout out to Kieran and Fight Game Management. A big shout out to me girl Adele and me kids who've always like they're my own, aren't they? So they're me people who help me day in day out, whether they have to go on. Big shout out to me sponsors, Deluxe, Chauffeur, and Dat Menderen and Number Nine Bar and Bistro. Big shout out to them because they helped me. Um, and the biggest one must go down to me gym, the MMA Academy, my head coach Jason Tan, and all the other coaches that I've worked through my career, whether it's Mike, Loz, Jay. Um, Big shout out to all my coaches and mostly all my teammates who are on the match with me every day. Um, and shout out to my strength and conditioning coaches, Mick and Luke Kieran. And I've got me brother and one of my very good mates, Ryan McCormack. Ryan's helped me massively through like with fighting. He's a fighter at heart. Big shout out to him because he's always got me back. He's always pushing me that extra bit outside of my gym. So big shout out to them and me mates and me teammates massively because it's us who are fucking grinding day in, day out. And I do feel like our gym has got a boss of people lads who aren't jealous and who are like I love going in there in the morning and we push each other. So all them people I've mentioned are massive to me.
Mike. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Please send me a link and list of all those people. I'll make sure to tag them in the description for you
Tag them.
to.
And Swifty
Uh,
Smith, me striking coach as well, and all my teammates in the pit, me second gym. As I say, there's probably one or two more that I've forgot, but as you said, I haven't got it written on down. I don't come
yeah,
on camera with Tingo. So if there's anyone I've missed out, I'll be sure to message them. But them people who I have mentioned, they're my strength and conditioning coach, my striking coach, my head coach, my teammates, my family, and my sponsors, and yourself, and Kieran,
thank you.
Fight Game Management. Thank you so much, and let's go and fucking do it, man. Let's go and do what we do.
Mike, thank you so much for coming on this show, and thanks again for coming on it with the short, little time that you had.
No
Um,
problem.
guys, if you did watch this on YouTube, don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. You can also catch the audio versions on Spotify, iTunes, and Google Podcasts. Mike, thank you so much.
Thank you
Thank
so much, Ike. Thank you.